Good afternoon, everyone. So in previous class, we have done that inbuilt functions that are math functions and string functions and conversion and other functions. So we have discussed that topics in previous class. So today I'm going to explain about stored procedures. So stored procedure is a prepared SQL code that you can save in a database. Stored procedure is a group of SQL queries that can be saved and reused multiple times. So when we are we are creating the views from our select queries and we are creating the indexes per columns in a table and so we this in stored procedure is a set of SQL queries. So SQL queries that can be saved and reused multiple times. It allows you to reduce the need for rewriting queries. Instead of writing the same query repeatedly, so we save it as stored procedure and execute it whenever we need it. So stored procedure is a set of SQL statements. So which are used. So when we are creating the stored procedure for that set of statements, so we can reuse them multiple times. So here we have I will show you how to create the stored procedure for SQL statement. So here we have syntax. So when we are writing multiple queries, we have to create. We are using delimiter. So delimiter is a so it will execute the set of statements without any errors. So it will execute the set of SQL statements. So just give delimiter. We can use dollar signs or backslashes. Create procedure. So here I'm giving my procedure. To begin, so just we'll begin the procedure. So next our query is select. So I'm writing just a small query, retrieving the data, select asterisk from employees. So for this query, I'm creating the procedure. Just you have to use end. Next, delimiter. Select query and execute it. So here we got one error, but when we are using delimiter, so it will not consider that error. Just refresh the object browser. So go to the my database and tables. So here the stored procedures will be stored separately. So here you can see that my procedure has created. So for views, when we have created the views, we have so we are retrieving the data by using the view name. So here we have to use the procedure name. So just you have my procedure. Select the query and execute it. See that. So it has displayed the result of our query. Select star from employees. But we have created the procedure for. So it will reduce the time and more efficiency. So now I am creating the procedure for department wise salaries. Create procedure. So I'm giving my procedure 1. Begin. So I'm start the procedure. So after starting, we have to write the select queries. Select department, sum of salaries, from employees, group by department. So just you have to enter the procedure. Just give the delimiter. 0 errors. So again, you have to refresh the object browser. And go to the my database and click on stored procedures. So it has my procedure 1 has created. Just retrieve the data. Call my procedure 1. See that. So we have calculated that sum of the salaries department wise. So this is the process for without calling the parameters into the function. So this process, so passing the parameters is we have to give the column names in the function. So method 2 is passing the parameters. So now we have seen that without passing the parameters from into the function. So here we are passing the parameters into the function. Just create the procedure. So here I am showing two parameters calling into the function. Delimiter, create procedure, procedure name, my procedure. So I am giving my procedure 2. So here I am giving the parameter employee name, EMP name. Varchar. So just begin the process. So here we have to write the select queries. Select, start from employees, where employees dot first name equals to first name. So it has to match our searching value. Next. So end of the procedure. Just give the delimiter. zero errors, just call. So to retrieve the data, call my procedure to. So just refresh the object browser, you can see that my procedure 2 in the my database. Call my procedure. So here I am giving the parameter name. So name I am giving something name. If it is in the database, then we can get that. So incorrect arguments, my procedure. So here my procedure 2, we have to give the procedure name, my procedure 2. Does not exist. Procedure, my database, my procedure. Procedure. So here we have given that MU. So just see that. So if it is in the list, so we can retrieve that first name like this. Just see that my procedure 2. So this is the calling parameters into the functions. So next topic, partitions. So partition is a technique is used to split a table into smaller and more manageable parts called partitions. The row of a table are divided into partitions based on the partitioning function. So that operates on column values. So partition, we have different types of partitionings: range partition and list partition and hash partition. So partition means we are dividing the large table into smaller parts. So we have different types: list, hash, and range. So let me check one by one. So here we have first we have to say, check that list partition. So list partition is a method used in a database management system to organize the data into different partitions. Each partition contains a specific list of values. So to store, when we are storing the list of values, we have to use the list partition. So firstly, we have to choose that which type of partition we are using to divide the large table into smaller parts. So firstly, we have to decide that so when we are using, so when we are going to store the list of values, we have to use the list partition. So otherwise, we are using range partition. So here we are using list partition. So list partition is a method, so which is used to. So here we have to create some separate table. So just create table something employee emp id something. I'm taking the property integer type emp name varchar data type. So next one I'm taking department something Yeah, I'm taking department. Varchar data type. Just select the query. So don't select the query. So here we have created the table, right? So we have to divide this table by list. If you store the list of values, just you have to select the list partition. So if you are storing the range of values, then you have to give the range partition. So partition by list. Here you have to give the column name, employee ID. So here partition P0 values in. So here we have syntax create table, table name, and we have to give the column names. So partition by list. So then you have to give the partition names. So partition name. So here I have given the partition name P0. So values in. So just you have to give the values 1 and something. I'm giving 4, 6. So just 4 I'm giving 3. So this is one partition. Then again I'm taking another partition. Partition P1 values in 2 I'm taking. Next one, so 5. Just select the query and execute it. So we got 0 errors. Just now we have to insert the values. Insert into table name, employee ID, employee name. Next, I'm taking department. Values, employee ID, I'm taking 1. So employee name, something I'm giving. So department, HR. So I'm taking name, something, Ram, IT. Three. So I'm giving IT department. So next one, Rahul I'm taking. So I'm inserting to 4 records, 4 or 5 records. So just I'm giving sales department. Select the query and execute it. So here we have inserted the values. Just retrieve the data. So to retrievation is different. So the information is coming from the information schema. So here this information schema provides the information about the partitions. So the result of the partitions table retrieved from the information schema. Just select the column names like this. So here select partition name and table rows to retrieve the data. Select partition name. So here you have to partition name. Next table rows. So it will show how many values are there in the rows. From information schema, dot partitions. Where table name, you have to give the table name equals to, our table name is EMP. So just retrieve the data. See that P0 has 3 values and P1 has 1 value. So here P0 has 3 values and P1 has 1 value. So to retrieve the data from partitions, just select star from EMP table. So in EMP table, we are retrieving the data from the partition P0. So partition, something I am giving P0. Just select the query and execute it. So here you can see that so select start from partition P0. We are retrieving the data from P0. So if you are retrieving the data, if you want to retrieve the data from P1, just give that partition P1. See that second value has stored in P1. So we can also add the partitions. So here you can see the syntax altering the list partition. So alter table name. So you have to give the table name and add partition. So partition P2 values in something. Alter table name. So just you have to add the partitions. Partition P2. So just you have to give the partition P2. Partition P2 values in. So here we have stored up to 5 values, right? So here I am adding again 6, 7 and 8. So these values will be stored into the partition P2. So just I am adding the partition. So we got 0 errors. So again I am inserting the values. So just copy paste these statements. Comment. So here I am changing the values 6 and 7, 8 something. Just select the query and execute it. So retrieve the data. See that. So partition P2 has added, it has stored three values, 6, 7, and 8. So here you can retrieve the data. Select star from EMP, partition P2. See that. So we can also drop the partitions. Alter table name, table name, and drop partition name. Partition name is I am taking P2. Just drop it. See that. Retrieve the data. See that. So partition P2 has dropped. So in this way, we are using the list partition to storing the list of values. So thank you so much. To topics tomorrow. Okay, thank you.